Hello, Dr. David. How are you doing? This is my video essay response for Chapter 1. Your first question is, name one emerging infectious disease. One of those diseases is Ebola hemorrhagic fever, more commonly known as Ebola. It originated in Congo, and currently there are no reported cases in the U.S., but if you look at recent news articles, there are outbreaks taking place in Congo. And one could deduce that if the outbreaks and emerging cases keep increasing, then the outbreak could spread to other parts of the world. The most recent outbreak of Ebola was a couple years ago. I believe I was in undergrad, and I remember it lasting for a few months, but as time went on and news cycles cycled through, it kind of just went to the wayside and wasn't really that big of an issue in the U.S. anymore. 3 reasons why we are identifying new diseases now. One is older known diseases have evolved and become resistant to current medical treatments, such as vaccinations and antibiotics. It is not unheard of that there is an overprescription of antibiotics here in the U.S. Doctors are prescribing antibiotics, obviously, to combat bacterial infections, but these antibiotics are destroying the good and bacteria in the human biome. And because of this overprescription of the antibiotics, these pathogens are becoming accustomed to these treatments and are evolving in an effort to combat the antibiotic and continue living in the human biome and be unaffected by the antibiotic, so it can continue thriving and going through its life cycle and continuing its infection of that human. Another reason is human mobility. It is easier than ever to travel to and from point A to point B anywhere on the globe than it was before. With this increased human mobility, the people are going to areas they would not have been able to go to in the past and interact with other individuals they have not interacted with in the past. You could say that people are going to indigenous areas where these indigenous people have been exposed to a pathogen but have evolved and over time become resistant to that pathogen. But when an outsider comes to that geographic area and interacts with that geographic area or interacts with an indigenous person, then they might be able to contract a new pathogen that their body is not accustomed to, and be able to bring it back to the U.S. or wherever they are originally from and infect other people. Lastly, another reason why we're identifying new diseases is human and animal contact, whether it's physical or through consumption of their byproducts such as meat. With factory farming going on in the U.S. at least, these animals are being put in close quarters and they're in close contact with each other. So when one animal gets sick, if it's as a result of just a weak immune system or them eating spoiled food, then one animal could become sick, and because of the close contact with other animals, then it increases the likelihood of other animals getting sick. And when more animals are sick, then that increases the chances of humans getting sick because of either physical contact, like I said, or consuming their byproduct. And that's able for the pathogen to, go inside the human biome and be able to begin its life cycle in an effort to thrive and continue reproducing